Welcome back to the shop. I'm Chaco from Drop Test Media. Tonight we're going to be etching one of the knives we've been working on for the last couple of months. This is for a good friend of ours, the spraybomber. Okay. We're going to use a combination of the overhead camera mounted a little bit lower and the front-facing camera so you guys get to follow along with what's going on. Some of the products that we're going to use today, I have some warm salt water. It helps in the mixing process just to be a little bit warm. Okay. Silly putty. You'll get to see where that comes in a minute. One of the vinyl that we make in-house, we have a cutter, okay, using the same font as all the other knives. And the electrical etching is going to be done using this. This is a transformer for a model train set. Works very well. There will be some other products and components come in here to include this little steel rod. The blade itself is I wouldn't say highly polished, but a polished piece of 1095 high carbon steel. You'll make note that my hands are away from the blade, as I have already wiped this down with mineral spirits. Okay, we want to kind of clean up all the grease and whatnot from the blade area. What we're going to do is we're going to take this vinyl and line it up where we want the etch to happen. This is a form of resist. You can also use nail polish. We've had limited success with nail polish, but it does work. This is just a hair more accurate, we find. It's a little bit cumbersome. Okay. Alright, I'm going to switch to the overhead camera so you can get a little bit better picture of what's going on here. Okay, in a little bit, you can kind of see what's going on. Now, like I said, mining, the name of the knife, is centered as best we can within the blade. You can take a couple of seconds to just kind of press around the edge and make sure it's where you want it. Okay. I think we're going to try and move this up a little bit. My apologies. Let's hope I don't tear this. We're resetting. Okay. The block is just used as a spacer. All right. Into the bevel there a little bit. This is the fiddly part of the whole process. It always has been for us. This is a 4-knife set, and as such we've done this 4 times already, because we did have kind of a boogered up version. Now that it is stuck on there, okay, I'm going to go ahead and work down the edges right around the letters. Go ahead and blow that up a little bit more for you guys. Alright. You want to make sure that this is stuck very good. One of the first fails that we actually had happen with the knives, it had seeped under and etched. And what we're doing is an electrochemical etch. We're pretty much forcing this to rust. Okay. You want to make sure that's on there pretty good. Make sure it's not going to work its way out. Okay. Back on the block. Okay. Now the silly putty. So this is your everyday average garden variety silly putty. I believe I got this at a Michael's or a Target or a Walmart or something. Okay. What we're actually going to end up doing is pooling the material inside of this little kind of ring here. Okay. Press it down and make sure that as we're pressing it down, it is firmly against the black vinyl but not covering any of the letters. Sorry, let me get that back on camera for you. Okay. You want to make sure that as you're pressing this down, that it is nice and tight against the material. Another issue that we have had in the past is actually it leaking out and hitting another part of the blade. And what's basically going to happen here is we're going to flow some electricity through this, and it's going to speed up the process. That steel rod, go ahead and set that down in there. Go ahead and press that bad boy down. All right, make your final checks. Make sure that everything is happy. And now comes the fun part. Okay. This is nothing more than a turkey baster. Find the camera there. Okay. I cut the tip off so that it's just a syringe. It doesn't have the turkey basting end that it normally does. You go ahead and you fill in a piece here. Now, learning from past mistakes, we're going to make sure that A, the steel rod has water touching it because electricity will flow through that. B, before I put any power to this, okay, I'm going to give it a second to make sure that nothing is going to leak out. All right. As I've stated in the past, we have had some problems with this leaking. Once again, the block is just there to act as a spacer. It has no insulating properties or anything like that. It's just there to get it up off of the table so that when the alligator clips get plugged in, okay, we can make sure that nothing's going to bump it, move it, knock it over, help to spill anything. Sorry, I keep moving that out of camera. Probably turn the camera too. You guys aren't staring at my crotch. In this situation, I always have to go back to my notes. Positive is going to go back here to the handle. Negative is going to go to this rod. Right. Once again, we're going to take a quick look and make sure that nothing is happening prior to turning on. What we have plugged in this little blue box right here is nothing more than a model train set transformer. Okay? It provides just the right amount of DC power to do the etching. We've actually done this with a 9-volt battery. This will get a little bit higher. It does it a little bit faster. Okay. I think we're about ready. We have nothing leaking. So I'm going to plug this bad boy in. And let's hope we don't make the news. All right. Now we're going to zoom in. All right. And you see that fine little bit of bubbles that's happening? We're at about 50% power available. And what we're going to do is we're going to let this run for about 5 minutes. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here, and we will come back once it's time to go ahead and remove everything. So stay tuned. All right, and we're back. Roughly 5 minutes later, for a little bit of camera trickery, it wasn't that long for you guys, we are all done with the edge. What we're going to do is, I have already unplugged the transformer. Pop our little alligator clips off of here. Okay. Take our mess. Now, I have been managing how much fluid comes in with the bubbles that are going to populate from the rod on top. It can sometimes overflow, so I've been trying to kind of keep it fresh, hence the reason that's dirty. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to take this over to the sink and wash it off to kind of neutralize everything. And we're going to come back and give it an acetone wipe down once we peel the sticker. I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm back. Great. That is a very nice etch. Not deep enough to mess with cleaning. Deep enough that you can go ahead and get your fingernail in there. So when we do our final sanding and buffing, we're not going to have to worry about A, washing it out, but also B, we don't have to worry about, you know, really hogging off too much to get it to be a nice smooth finish. So again, wipe that bad boy off. We're going to get some paper towels. Believe it or not, I had paper towels prepared for this, and then when I cut myself, I kind of needed more. I don't know what it is about hand wounds, but they bleed something fierce. Akin to a paper cut, bled to the point where I had to run upstairs. You can see some of that garbage that's still kind of coming off, which is why you want to go ahead and give this a full wipe down. Now we have that super awesome meanie right in there. Look at that gorgeous mess. And what we'll end up doing is we'll end up going in. I could learn how to use this darn camera. Now look at how awesome that is. And that's only to 1,000 grit. We haven't gone up to the 1,500 yet. But that is a nice, smooth, it's pretty close to a mirror finish already. We're still going to go to 1,500 and then polish it. You could see the camera in there. That's pretty awesome, right? Okay. Yeah. With the cleanest part of the towel, just keep wiping it down. Okay. We want to make sure we get rid of all of the juice. That salt water will continue to eat away at this and corrode it. Like I said before, this is basically a controlled rust. Let's switch the camera back to me. Basically, this is a controlled rust, and if we don't go ahead and clean it off with something like acetone, it can sit on there and cool, and basically it makes a hell of a mess. We actually had that happen on one of the knives, fail of the year. So, there you go. Very nice chef's knife. Decent size, I think. Okay. And what we're going to do with this in one of our next episodes, we're actually going to put a handle on it. These get brass pins, as are already drilled, and wood handles. And then a bunch of time, almost said something a little bit off color, a bunch of time on sanders and grinding discs and buffing wheels to get it to look awesome. So there you go. Today we have etched a knife using about $40 worth of materials. The vinyl is probably the most painful part to get. I lucked out. I have a Cricut cutting machine to cut vinyl for the knives. Okay, I actually have a silhouette machine to do some other vinyl work. That was great. You could do this with a 9-volt battery and products you can pick up from your local Radio Shack. Assuming you still have a Radio Shack. It was a nice place. Unfortunately, they're kind of going by the wayside. But anyway, thanks for watching. Check back in some of our future episodes where we attach some handles to this, show you how we're going to sharpen it on a hand-built sharpening jig, and we're going to do the reveal. The guy who wants these has seen progress pictures. He hasn't touched the knives yet, so that's going to be an awesome video. Hey, I appreciate you guys sticking around this long. I know it was not the most entertaining, but I hope you had a little bit of fun, maybe learned something. Thanks again for watching. I'm Chaco from Drop Test Media. Appreciate it.